Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Got some very interesting news. According to the Ukrainian side, they were able to destroy a command post or a location of the Wagner Group, the Russian, how do you call it, private contractor company slash mercenary by these guys here in the West. So let's see what's going on here. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from today, August 14th, 2022, and this is the headline. Armed forces of Ukraine hit Wagner headquarters in Popasna, the photo of which was exposed by Russian war reported in Russian channels. Well, I thought they were under Putin's spell. They're all going to go to the gulag because they reported this. So Ukraine hit Wagner headquarters in Popasna, the photo of which was exposed. I don't think so, but let's see. I think they hit it. I is not doubt that they didn't. I'm trying to figure out who might have given that information. So Russian Telegram channels report on the attack on the armed forces of Ukraine on the attack of the armed forces of Ukraine on the headquarters of the Wagner PMC, a network of mercenaries who serve as the de facto private army of Russian President Vladimir Putin. You can discard all that. Okay, in the occupied Popasna, Luhansk Oblast, a photo of which was recently published by the Russian military correspondent. Details. Reports of the armed forces of Ukraine attack on the Wagner PMC headquarters in Popasna appeared on Sunday in Russian Telegram channels. A photo of the destruction was also published. According to Radio Liberty, the Telegram channels of Wagner PMC confirmed the strike. On August 8th, Russian military correspondent Sergei Sereda wrote about his visit to the headquarters. He published a post on Telegram writing, "Arrived in Popasna, stopped by the headquarters of Wagner PMC. They met me like family and told several funny stories." End quote. According to the Radio Liberty, one of the photos that he posted shows Yevgeny Prigozhin, a Russian oligarch who controls a network of companies, who is believed to be the owner of Wagner PMC, although he himself denies it. These photos pissed off many pro-Russian commentators, as one of them shows a sign with the address of the nearest bomb shelter, Mironivska Street 12. That's great, that's great. Radio Svoboda analyzed photos of houses in the area and concluded that the photo is indeed a house located at this address. After information about the strike on Popasna, Sergei Sereda deleted his message about visiting the headquarters, but numerous copies of it remained on the web. Great, good job, thank you, Mr. Sergei Sereda, you're a genius, and the other ones are your mini geniuses. All right, well, it was very obvious, and it seems like these are just, how do you call those, amateurs in what they're doing. To do such a thing is just you're either both, or you're one or the other. You're an amateur, or your ego is so great that you can't keep it low, without trying to brag about what you did over there and what you didn't. But what can I do? So sometimes people give up information without being even asked, because they can't help bragging about something. And I think in this case, this guy could not help bragging that he visited and he's part of the Wagner Group and blah blah blah, and then that caused a little hit on their headquarters. They didn't say anything about who was killed and how many people were killed. There's no reports on that, only on the damage of that particular house. Well, so be it if you're such an amateur, and what should happen with this guy? Now, obviously, this is just, not just, but I would say that it's a way of, okay, that's how they got the information, but maybe not the way they got the information, but they did not want probably to divulge the source or the sources by which they get the information. Therefore, they just use this as a pretext. For instance, let's say I have a mole or a few guys infiltrated in your group, and they give me the information, and I use this one as to get that guy in trouble. Look what he did because of his big ego, and we figured it out because of that. But we never gonna figure out that it actually was a guy or two or three infiltrated in a Wagner Group, who actually reported the coordinates and all that. That could be one. Another one could be the transmission being tapped. So the communication between these guys could be tapped by those guys out there, and they communicate with the Ukrainians, tell them exactly the coordinates, and say, now they're over there, go and hit it. And then you will say, oh, it's this guy, and actually it was those guys from up there. So there's many ways of figuring things out. So this is just two options, and the Russians say, oh my God, it's this guy who just posted that Telegram post and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it could be that one, but on the other hand, I think that it was. If that's the way these guys figured it out, then I'm a little bit disappointed, because they don't have other sources. And without those sources, you have what? Posting that? Well, it worked. If that's the only way, the only source they have, and indeed this is the guy who actually provided the information, well, good. They kill them, they destroy them, and that's it. But I'm saying that usually in this kind of situations, you like to overemphasize a theory or certain hypothesis, or oh, this is the source, to divert the focus from thinking, oh, maybe it's something else. And well, what can I say? Next time, brag about it again, and another headquarters gonna be blown up. I was surprised. But what do you think? I mean, definitely those guys were hit. What could be the source? On the other hand, you could say, well, what does it matter at this point, right? The guys are done, and whatever the source is, it worked, and they are with their wheels up, or upside down, as they would put it. Well, what can they do now? Regroup and start over. Because I don't know if anybody was killed, or it was just a headquarters with 3 secretaries and 5 bottles of vodka. I don't know. But the point is, they were destroyed, or at least that headquarters. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you in a moment. We got much more to discuss.